There's a reason why I tell you guys to go SYSBM, save yourself, black man, or whatnot. There's a reason for that, man. The number one prevailing reason for that is that you are not going to be able to get the other half of the equation to cooperate with you in any way, and they are bolstered by the minority majority and the people that came before. The people who didn't have the resources that they have today and whatnot. They call it progress. Some people call it, feminism and wokeism and all this bullshit. And I say, just live your life like with common sense. Don't do anything that would make you uncomfortable. Don't go out of your way, for people and shit that can arbitrarily turn your life upside down. Right? If there's no cooperation, there's no coming together and shit. You can't build with two pieces that don't fit together. Right? And I posit that a lot of you young men need to build yourselves up and shit. That you will succeed in spite of them, not because of them or anything they did for you. Because even when they're not trying, they've been socialized to hurt you. Okay, and this goes for some of the men in the community too and shit. Some of the older men, they don't understand you. They don't understand the future. They can't see the forest or the trees and shit. It's up to you to self-actualize and shit. Okay, you can start by learning another language and being self-reliant as much as possible, asking for as little as possible and shit, and doing what you have to do, learning a trade, you know. It's positive a lot of you need to get a CDA and shit. We need to dominate some area of this fucking society and shit, just to get resources, and you need to do that when you're young. And then I would say that you become a citizen of the world. The first thing you should be getting on your 18th birthday is a passport. Okay? It's not to go get the box or overseas exotic box or whatever. It's not that, man. Okay? It's so that you can see what's going on around you and shit outside of the bubble. You know what they call the matrix. The fucking women here, they've been getting these resources for like decades and shit. I'm talking about welfare and, programs for just women who, single mothers and all this bullshit. That's a set aside for them, okay, to keep them in the infantile mindset, right? It is, spilled out of our ethnic community into all corners of the country and shit, as it exists today. And it's poisoning the shit out of it. And, the only way that you would be able to stay in this country and, turn things around is you would have to become a monster. Okay, you would have to become something unconscionable and shit to turn things around to get these women acting right and all this bullshit. You would literally have to be a black identity extremist and shit. It's just not worth it. What would you gain if you had to exert a nuclear amount of force to turn the tide back around to get what you wanted? To wage that war. It's a war with no consequences. It's just a being blade that will cut deeply into you. You will be forever changed by it and shit. So, I posit that you can only control yourself. You know, you can only control yourself, make yourself better, and make yourself a citizen of the world. Because when you know what everything is, then it's easy to make a informed decision. All right, the goddamn women they ain't gonna give up any advantage that they have. They want to compromise and shit only if it's in their fucking favor and shit. And I say, don't make deals with terrorists and emotional abusers, narcissists, and everything. Just think of everything that you learned growing up and shit. And just think of the state of our community and shit that's on this fucking head and shit. There's no patriarchy and shit. You know, there's no isms and shit. No one's fat phobic, all this bullshit. We've been socialized to be at the bottom of the trash barrel and shit. And you need to wake up, okay? You don't need to go woke and shit. You need to wake the fuck up and believe in yourself, okay? All right, like I say, I'm an elder statesman of this community, chronologically speaking and shit. I'm looking over the trees. I'm looking all over the place and shit. For you guys, not so much for myself. Maybe my son, one of my two sons. I want you to be better. I want you to be better. I love you so much, and I believe in you. Okay, I believe in you. And you go look at all these. You look around the community. If you don't believe me, what I said about being socially engineered to fail and shit, all of us are, whether we like it or not, are being placed in boxes and categories and shit. And we all approximate an appearance and shit. You look around, look at some of these content creators, who they like to call dusties and all this shit. You'll see a lot of them in my age group and shit. They stick up, room with a t-shirt on or some shit like that. Then you see like the younger guys, the dating coaches, down there nonsense, bullshit. They ain't amount to nothing. You can't find the world between a woman's legs, okay? And sex is a lower grade function. It's a necessary one, but lower grade function altogether. Shit, you have way more options than women. Okay, don't believe the hype. There are more women on the face of the planet than there are men and shit because we built society and shit. A lot of us died in wars. And I've told you guys that my family, my lineage has fought in every fucking war in this goddamn country. All right, from the start of it. All right, both sides. I'm assuming that one side is a little sketchy. I want you to be better. Okay, I want you to build yourself up because you can't control nothing else. Okay, that woman is not reliable. Okay, she is a liability. All right, whether you have children or not. You can have children with her. She can take your kids, and she can make an abomination, a parody of what you are. It doesn't matter what your economic status is and shit. As long as you believe in yourself, you can accomplish anything that you put your mind to. Okay, this is not a platitude or nothing. I've lived this bullshit. All right, I am living it right now. I'm resolved to make these videos until whatever happens just happens. Even if it's to my own fucking detriment, because I want you brothers to survive. Okay, I don't want you to live the life that a lot of us have lived and behind the veil, with a pillow over our fucking face. I want you to succeed. I want to see my own son succeed. All right, I want to see him be a man, a real man. Not somebody just a small cog in a big fucking machine that's breaking down. The country's sick and it feels like it's dying. And we're the canaries in the coal mine and shit. Look at our society. Look at our community, if you want to call it that. I won't call it that. If you're really pro-black and you'll save yourself, okay, save yourself, think about yourself. Okay, these women are going to be just fine. All right, because when everything falls apart and all else goes to shit, they're gonna resort to using their box to get what they want, shit, if they're capable of doing it and shit. And that's an indictment of their mindset and shit. Everything revolves around their box and shit. While you have to go out, you have to squeeze blood out of a fucking rock just for a pittance. And then they demand that you give them that blood-soaked rock so that they can use it for whatever they want and shit. You should expect nothing in return and shit. Not even being able to properly parent your children and shit. Okay, they keep shoveling your kids into these fucked up education systems and they don't want to work with you or co-parent. You know, they don't believe in honesty. When it's detrimental to themselves, they can do no wrong, and they don't mind wasting your time and your years and whatnot. And then when you're old and busted, they call you a dusty and tell you ain't shit. And they tell your kids they ain't shit. They raise them like they ain't shit. There's no fucking reason for any black woman to be talking about how much black girls excel over black boys when they both raised by the same mothers. What does that tell you? That they are intentionally derping the boys. Okay, they're making them dumb. They're dumbing them down and shit so that they can fit into that machine and shit. That's way past this point. Okay, the accomplishments and the contributions of black people to this fucking country is immeasurable. But because of these goddamn women in middle management of, white supremacy and everything, and I gotta call a spade, they've been able to smooth that over. They whitewashed it, your history, and then told you if you talk about it, it's critical. Okay? And then you got these fucking women that, they just want to be I don't even know if I can say they're out of pocket anymore. It's just their natural state of being and shit. They travel abroad. They're encountering these negativity aimed at their ass. They don't realize that they've done this to themselves, and by proxy, all of us. Right? Pretty soon it could be hard for a black person from this supposed country, three cases to travel abroad without dragging that negative shadow with you and shit that you know was a wholly artificial construct and shit. All right? I want you to be better. I want you to stay yourself. I'm not gonna talk to you in a disparaging tone and shit. That is the sign of a scammer to me, an operative. When they have to loud talk you and use sign language on you, when you see another Negro, another man talking to you using sign language of any sort, then they have some ulterior motive. And that's but my personal point of view. You don't have to follow that. My personal point of view. All right. Now you kings out there, okay? You kings, I believe in you. Okay. If nobody ever never told you in that life you can play this fucking video, it's available to you. And I want you to know I believe in you. Okay. So that being said, we'll get the outro if you're still here. Kings, keep your head on the swivel. Protect your back, and above all else, do not make fallen women the stewards of your family, the mothers of your children. These children are your future. They're your legacy and shit. Okay. All right. I love you very much. All right. SYSBM means save yourself, black men. And I'll just say all praise to the Most High. And you guys live your best life, okay? You take care.